incoming message, someone is destroying your son. Here he is, Funky Kong numbers 2. Funky Kong. Standing in the rain, there is this Funky Kong, he's a pain. He drove me insane with his fake attitude, he was rude, he was stupid like our Funky Kong such.
The Mario Kart Clans podcast. I'm joined with some familiar faces, but we have at least one person that hasn't been part of this yet, so let's go around the table and once again introduce ourselves. First, how about you, Sly? Tell us who you're representing and where you're from.
Hey guys, it's Sly again. I represent Battle Masters, Birthright, and Salience, and I'm from West Virginia.
And how about you, Pika?
Hello, I'm Pika. I'm not representing any clan. I am representing the clanless. I'm from Scotland. Hello.
But just to clarify, you are interested in kind of moving back into the clan environment once Mario Kart 8 comes out, right? That's kind of the thesis.
100%.
And
yeah, that's the plan.
How about you, Inviso?
I'm from New Jersey. I'm representing Team Rocket and Inviso's Harem and Potatoes and Slaves. And I know you guys have missed me from week 1.
Yeah. And just so everyone knows, it's very good we're not all doing this podcast in the same room because Inviso had a very bad day at work and he may kill us if we were in the same room.
Yes.
So we really appreciate that he hung in there. And new to the podcast, some of you may know her. It's Kitty. Go ahead and introduce yourself and such.
I'm Kitty, and I represent Team Rocket and the Battle Clan Esoteric, and I'm from Canada, Nova Scotia.
Oh, very cool. Very pretty place. So, and you also moderate the clan section at MarioKartWii.com?
Yeah, the clan zone. It's actually been pretty quiet. Everyone's been, kind of dead lately because Mario Kart Wii is slowly dying.
Yeah, it's kind of being drugged to the back room. Okay, well, we have a couple cool item updates about Mario Kart 8, so let's hit that. First, Nintendo, what got leaked was that there's a limited edition Mario Kart 8 that if you can get your hands on a pre-order, you can pre-order. Limited edition comes with this kind of cool plastic shell item. It comes with keychains and even a bullet bill T-shirt. Let's go around. I just want to kind of get your guys' impressions on the fact that there is a limited edition, and if you plan on getting it, if it doesn't matter to you, etc., etc. Let's start with Sly.
One word is snore. An actual elaboration. Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected when you have such a big title that's being pushed by the company. So in this case, everything's piled up on Mario Kart 8 being make or break for the Wii U. So none of us should really even be flinched or even surprised that they were going to do this. I won't personally get it. Like I said in previous episodes, I already have 5 copies on pre-order. So, whatever happens with this as far as I'm concerned.
What do you think, Pika?
First of all, I think that this is not for us. I think it's for kids. I think it's for some children that do like to play Mario Kart and their parents are going to get them the game. So they feel that if there's something an incentive to get it, such as the shiny shell or shiny shell, blue shell, and some keychains, I think that's definitely something that kids can get into. Obviously it doesn't affect us since we're teenagers and adults here, but I think it's something that's pretty cool, and I don't think Nintendo are done with the bundles yet. There's going to be a Mario Kart 8 bundle. I just watch the space.
Yeah. What do you think, Kitty?
I personally will probably not get it because, like he said, it's mostly for kids, and I wasn't really into the whole stuff like that. For example, when Wii U and it had a special Wind Waker type of system where you would have Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda gamepad, but it wouldn't give you the actual game. It just gave it on the eShop. So, for example, if you want to use it on a different Wii U, you couldn't use it.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just not into that type of stuff.
Now, what do you think, Inviso?
Just to clarify, you said it was going to be a Bullet Bill shirt, or was that the keychain you were talking about? Before I answer.
Both, actually. There's supposed to be a t-shirt and a keychain.
I think it's, before I even jump into answering the question, I think it's going to be interesting to see little kids running around school with bullets on their shirts. I wonder how parents and teachers are going to respond to that.
Lockdown. Yeah.
But it's not something that really interests me either. I mean, that's more for the kids, really. If they really wanted to appeal to everyone, I think that what they could have done was given like some kind of DLC code so you could get alternative costumes or maybe a special downloadable character, because I know like games like Disgaea do things like that, and it's really popular, and it makes more people want to buy the game on release so they can get the content that they won't sometimes be able to get later on. So I think Nintendo could have done more with it, but you know, it's Nintendo with baby steps. They'll get there in time, maybe, possibly.
Way after everyone else. Yeah.
Way after everyone else, after it's old.
And for the second time in a row, we went around and introduced ourselves, but I didn't. So I'm McMurphy, Shell Slingers is who I'm representing, and I'm talking from San Francisco, California. Yeah, I'm not going to get it either. I think it's that demographic. We're kind of out of that demographic. As far as I don't need something collecting dust on my shelf. I already have plenty of that I threw away during the move, so I don't need to add to it. Now, a lot of this is about the UK copies, limited edition. I did see some press today in regards to a US version that's going to have a Wii wheel, a version of the Wii wheel as part of it, so we'll see. Yeah, I don't care either way, But what's kind of interesting is at the end of March, March 27th, the Wii U Virtual Console is going to add Super Mario Kart, the SNES game. Anyone planning on downloading that at all?
I might download it, because if you do download it in the UK, you get, I believe it's £5.39 off of Mario Kart 8, and that sounds good. I'd do it.
Yeah, I won't do it.
You won't?
No, because I already have it for the Super Nintendo, and I already have it for Virtual Console on my Wii, so it's kind of redundant to keep buying the same game over and over.
So, now, about that...
I don't have it, so...
Yeah, like, I already have it on my Wii, and I don't know if you did, Sly, but I transferred over this stuff. So, I may pay that $1.50 to get it upgraded with the gamepad features. I'm just going to throw out as kind of a cool event idea for any Mario Kart community that's listening. We can now totally do screencasts of time trials and be kind of cool during the countdown. Just doing some, by certain tracks, community-wide time trials that can be validated through screenshots posted on Miiverse. And you can hot link those, so it works perfect. I don't know. How about you, Inviso? Are you planning on getting the Super Nintendo Virtual Console?
No, I won't be. At least not right away or at the beginning of it. I mean, I still have my Super Nintendo, so I can always take it out and play those games if I want to.
Right.
So I don't really need to spend the money getting something I already have.
Well, there's another bit of information, and at first it doesn't seem like it's related to Mario Kart 8, but hear me out just for a second and see if you guys think at all this may relate to it. Out of the blue this week, Activision, for the first time on any Nintendo console, provided free DLC for Call of Duty Ghosts, for the Call of Duty franchise. No one thought that was going to happen, and without any, hype, they just did it. It was just part of, you popped in the game, you got notice that you had new content to download, and everyone was pumped. Now, why I bring that up here in the Mario Kart podcast is, does this point towards any possibilities for Mario Kart 8 as far as Nintendo's mentality towards the DLC? What do you think, Kitty?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you because
I mangled the
there's a
question
problem in my house.
no problem. Just the fact that does the surprise DLC for Call of Duty Ghosts on the Nintendo Wii U point towards a possibility that Nintendo's getting in the mindset to provide DLC for Mario Kart 8? What do you think, Kitty?
Maybe, but I don't know. I'm not really into Call of Duty, and I'm surprised they even have Call of Duty Ghosts on the Wii U, because it was probably the least popular on the Wii for Black Ops.
Yeah. What do you think, Sly? I don't know, Sly.
Sorry, I had you guys on mute, so I was talking to Storm on mute. Anyway, so it's, I mean, Activision and Nintendo are two separate entities as far as DLCs go. Could DLCs happen? Yeah, probably they will. Will they be something substantial like new tracks? Probably not. Probably new characters, or maybe a new cart, maybe some music or something. Like, it'll be nothing to write home about. Nintendo still has a lot of learning to do. Like, Nintendo's always a couple generations behind Microsoft and Sony, and that'll always be that way. So maybe on the next system they'll actually start getting into DLCs.
All right. What do you think, Pika?
I think with Call of Duty, given that DLC was quite unexpected, especially free DLC. I've never known Activision to actually give out free DLC, so that's something else. Regardless, I think Sly touched on a good answer there. I don't think Nintendo will surprise us. I think pretty much all they'll do is like, oh, here, have this music from Super Mario Galaxy 2 on like one of the tracks and as an extra. Thanks, Nintendo. I don't expect them to do anything big.
No. Well, what do you think, Inviso?
I have to agree with Sly that it was probably Activision's doing with the DLC and not so much Nintendo, and that they're probably going to be a bit slower in the uptake on it. Like he said, they could do DLC, but will they is really the question.
Right.
I'm not really sure that they actually will.
Oh.
Well, cool, but
now, back when I lived in the Santa Monica area, and I can't really talk about the context, but when I talked to an Activision rep, they claimed back then, and this is about a year ago, so keep that in mind how dated that can be, that the issue was really about not having a business deal between Nintendo and Activision, that they couldn't meet eye to eye about DLC and having digital copies of their games. So, to me, this almost points to Nintendo wanting to really take DLC seriously. So, I'm going to be a little more hopeful and think that this could be a sign that Nintendo is trying to be proactive when it comes to Mario Kart 8 as far as DLC, but I could be way off. I'm just connecting some dots that may not need to be connected, you know? We did have some cool questions that Sly supplied us for this topic. It's more about Mario Kart 8. So we'll tie into some clan things, but just kind of getting everyone's impressions and their thoughts about Mario Kart 8 leading up to the release on May 30th. So first of all, there's been a good amount of the roster, but clearly not all the roster has been announced. What 3 characters would you like to see in the lineup that may have not been released yet? You have 3 of them, Sly?
Possibly. Okay, I don't know, like, who's been announced yet or not.
Uh-huh.
Like, because, it happens every day, and it just happens so subtly anymore.
Yeah.
I would like to see Dixie Kong be implemented. Nabbit, possibly.
Nabbit.
And I don't know who my third one was going to be yet. But those 2 definitely I'd like to see added. Maybe Professor Gad. Go ahead and add him in. He's been in, 2 or 3 games now. So
Right. Yep.
I feel like he's earned his keep like the Koopalings have.
Well, what do you think, Pika? You got 3?
Yeah, straight off the bat, Dixie Kong, Mega Man, and Birdo.
Ooh, Birdo. I think Birdo has a chance. I really do. I don't know why. But how about you, Kitty?
Well, I also liked having the thought of other Donkey Kong characters in as well, like either Dixie or Tiny Kong, because, I don't know, I really like those characters, and it'd be interesting to have more, like, monkeys in the game.
Yeah.
Because they were only in Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, they were only in Diddy Kong Racing, and that's it.
Diddy Kong Racing, that was a fun game. Did you play it on the N64, or did you play on a 3DS?
No, I played it on the DS.
DS? Oh, cool. How about you, Inviso?
I'd have to also go with the notion of Dixie being in it. I'm kind of surprised she hasn't been in it sooner, and that hairy furball Funky got in before she did.
That should be a beeped word in the podcast, Funky Kong. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't think Diddy's been announced yet either. So if Dixie's going to be in it, I'm guessing that Diddy kind of has to be. It's kind of like having Toad without Toadette. And my last one, just to make everybody angry, Baby Rosalina. It has to happen.
Oh my god!
It just has
to. Probably will. It probably will.
Please.
It's going to.
That would make my day.
She's going to be in it. It's going to happen.
Because Baby Daisy came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I honestly...
They kind of have a Baby Rosalina in 3D World.
Do they?
Kind of. Yeah, when she's really small.
Oh.
She's really small, like after you've gotten hit. It's kind of... So that's why it kind of shows a sign. Maybe she will be in MK8. You have no idea.
Yeah. Well,
you heard it here first, folks.
Exactly.
It's happening.
Yeah, it seems like Nintendo should be paying attention because, like, I think all four of you mentioned Daisy, right? So here's my Dixie. Sorry, not Daisy. Yeah. Daisy better be in there. Yeah. So
she is.
Yeah, exactly. It was like it would be. I think they would get complaints if Daisy wasn't included because she's just kind of part of the main canon at this point. I think, right? So. The three that I would pick, and no one's going to agree with me, is Pauline from Donkey Kong. I know at the forum there was a whole oddly heated debate over whether Pauline should be in a Mario Kart game, whether or not she's canon enough to be considered a Mario Kart character. I think it'd be cool if they pulled, if you don't know, Pauline was the girl that Mario was saving in the original Donkey Kong. So, my logic is if Donkey Kong can be in there, Pauline can be in there. It'd be a new female character, too, which is kind of cool. Wart from Super Mario Bros. 2, and Mouser from Super Mario Bros. 2. I don't think any of them have a chance, but that's who I'd like to see in there. So, they should do like a DLC pack of Super Mario Bros. 2 characters.
I would like to change my Mega Man option to Geno from Super Mario RPG.
Ooh.
No.
I reserve my rights.
Okay, so to just kind of keep on the thread of characters. Now, with the Koopalings coming out, or Koopa Kids is how I knew them in Super Mario Bros. 3, because I'm old. What's your thoughts on the Koopalings? Are you glad they're there? Do you have a personal favorite character that you can see yourself playing? Or at least trying out the most when the game comes out? How about you, Kitty?
Well, it's interesting to see them in the game, but I think there's too many of them.
Yeah, there's 7,
to count, really. Yeah, if they were all in the game, that would kind of like wipe out most of the characters.
Yeah. What do you think, Inviso?
Yeah, I agree with Kitty. I think there's too many of them. I mean, it's cool that they're in there, but at the same time, it's like, wow, you've got how many Koopas in there now? They're kind of
They should have, like, maybe some of them. Maybe the unique ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
How about you, Pika?
Well, I'm just saying, I'm definitely going to main Martin Jr., the one with the kind of Bowser-like face, the big fat one, pretty much. He's my main. I'm never going to use anyone else. I'm so hyped for Martin. So hyped.
What's your feelings like?
As far as these Koopalings go, I feel like it was a waste of roster space, but that's only if they keep the same roster number as in Mario Kart Wii. And there's been some debates about whether or not they're going to do that or not. If they are going to keep the same number as was in Mario Kart Wii as far as the roster goes, then it's a huge waste of space. If they're not, and these are just an additional extra people, and we're looking at like 40 characters in the roster, then hey, welcome to the party. So I won't personally use them. I don't even know their names. They're just there for me.
Yeah, I agree with Sly. I think whether or not this is a good addition or not, it really depends on whether or not they expand on the roster count. I think that they are. I don't think it's going to stay the same. But if it doesn't stay the same, I actually was pretty stoked to see the Koopa Kids. I have to call them Koopa Kids. Because, I don't know, I saw them and I was like, oh my god, I did not expect that. I did not think at all that they were going to do that. Until I was talking to Belky, shout out to Belky, in the Shell Slingers chat. We were talking about it one night, and the second we said it was like, oh, that's a cool idea. And then they did it, and I just didn't think that was possible. So I was like, cool. Will I use it? Probably not. I'm boring. I use my me character, so, but I like seeing other people use it. Okay, so moving on to the next question, we got, what retro tracks do you anticipate? They've released some. Well, in all likelihood, what tracks do you know that should be there, that you want there in the retro track section of Mario Kart 8? Do you have a pick, Sly? Or picks?
The only reservation I had was a Grumble Volcano. I was a little cheerleader, and it's been confirmed, so I'm ready to roll.
Cool. And that was probably the one you cared about the most, right?
Yeah, I've been cheerleading for Grumble Volcano to be in Mario Kart 8 since 2010, probably. It's been a while. So, very pleased on that. Even
without the, you want the glitch fixed, I'm guessing, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I want all the glitches fixed, because I've never used them, even the ultra shortcuts. I never use those. But it's just a fun track for me, and I feel it has the right dynamic for Mario Kart.
Right. Oh, what do you think, Pika?
Luigi's Circuit.
Oh, from Wii? Really?
Yeah, obviously. Classic. Yeah, I'm pretty much like, there was no tracks in Mario Kart Wii that I didn't, Rainbow Road, I didn't like, but pretty much looking forward to most of them coming back, if not all, maybe Nintendo, if you want to bring back all the tracks from every game. Maybe a Mega GP.
Well, that'd be cool.
Go for that, Nintendo. But highly unlikely. But no, I'm telling you right now, I am psyched for Luigi's Circuit. I love that. There's the only track in the game you can go from 12th to 1st with one trim. That's all I'm saying.
How do you feel, Inviso?
I definitely want Mario Circuit, believe it or not, from the Wii. That was definitely one of my favorite courses. I loved sniping Goombas and getting free mushrooms out of it, taking shortcuts with them. I love how the chain chop just killed everyone and how much complaining there was whenever the course was picked. I was like, oh man, it's like my second home. It's perfect. So that's the course that I would really like to see in it.
Do you agree, Kitty? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Pika.
Oh, I was just going to say Mushroom Gorge and Koopa Cape.
Oh, you took one of them mine. I wasn't going. Oh, that was going to be my sneak pick. Okay. How about you, Kitty?
Well, I don't agree with Mario Circuit because
Thank you.
He always ended up getting first, and I always ended up getting last. That's just how it always worked there. Now, there is one track that I do actually not mind, yet he hates, and almost everyone hates it, Moonview Highway, because it's so trolly, and it makes my day when everyone gets so angry when it's picked. I don't know. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, so what Pika was saying, one of mine is Mushroom Gorge, because people kind of hate that one too, and I always loved it. Just the randomness of that one. I think that'd be cool. Has Gold Mine from the Wii been confirmed yet? Or is that not on the table for retro? Orio's Gold Mine.
I've not seen it yet.
I hope that one does. And then I always support more Super Nintendo titles go on there. Especially if they're going to do what they've done. What it seems like they're doing is they're kind of budging it a little bit as far as taking creative liberties and kind of make them new and dynamic. So if they do one with one of the ghost tracks, I'd love it. One of the haunted houses. I guess that would be my 3. But I don't know. They seem to always do good, right? Do well, I should say. Except for Mario Kart Wii, I think they picked a few of the boring ones. But I don't know. Now, this one I have a feeling Sly has some opinions on. Besides the fact that he wrote the question. But battle mode. Okay, we got a couple right here. Do you think it will be there? What's the odds that Mario Kart 8 is going to have a battle mode? How about you, Kitty?
Oh, I have no idea, because normally they put even a trailer of battling in the game, and they haven't done that. So I'm kind of worried that will they actually get rid of it? I really hope not, because the battle community still exists and people still love battling. I love battling. So if they were to cut it out, that probably would make me play the game less.
Yeah. What do you think, Pika?
I'm kind of hoping that they go for... Well, I hope they bring it back. That's the first thing. But I hope they actually take direction for Mario Kart Wii's style of battling, not Mario Kart 7.
Agreed.
Yeah, we're going to touch on that next, too. So,
perfectly honest, I did not even realise Mario Kart 7 had a battle mode until you told me that this question was going to be in the lineup, and I went on Mario Kart 7 and seen it. So I hope that they touch on Mario Kart Wii and improve it, make it more better, for lack of words.
Yeah. Do you agree, Inviso?
Yeah, they better not get rid of it. I mean, I'm not like a gigantic battler, but I don't know. It's a nice change of pace from always having to race. So it would be rather disappointing if they did get rid of it. I'm really hoping they do fix it up between the mistakes that they made for MKW and especially what they made on MK7. So hopefully they don't take another step backwards with it. But Nintendo's kind of known for doing that, so I'm trying not to keep my hopes too high.
And how about you, Sly?
Well, up until here recently, I've been pretty confident that battle mode was going to be back, because it's been there since the beginning. But I'm kind of like Kitty now. I'm starting to get a little nervous because I haven't seen or heard anything at all about battle mode, which will be devastating to me because I like Kitty. I like battling, or however she said it. I can't repeat her accent, but it sounded pretty thick. But anyway, but yeah, battling, something like So.
Well, and was it Inviso or Pika? I can't remember who kind of alluded to the next part of this question. Is they got a couple templates to work for. Oh, well, first, do I think it'll be there? I thought it was going to be. To be honest, I took it for granted that it was just a no-brainer. Yeah, the battle mode will be in there. It's been in every single one. During the end, I don't know if you guys, the rest of you remember, but during the N64 era, everything had battle mode. That stupid Superman 64 even had battle mode. It was ridiculous how common battle mode was. So I just assumed, they're going to keep the tradition. Battle mode will be in there. But the fact that this question is being asked quite a bit does make me a little hesitant on whether or not, the fact that the trailers don't show it mean anything. I don't know. I think just right now they're focusing on the racing because that's what sells the game. I'm not reading too much into the fact that the trailer doesn't have it, but I can be wrong. But to the second part of the question, that's already been alluded to, they have two templates to kind of work with. Mario Kart 7 or Mario Kart Wii's version of battle mode. If you can only pick one template, which would you like Mario Kart 8 to mirror? How about you, Sly?
I will go with Mario Kart Wii with an asterisk.
Okay.
If they can make it more like offline mode, online, like we can pick your own team, red or blue, that'd be awesome. Like, just do it. Like, I don't know why they allowed the system to pick for you, because it obviously doesn't know anything about the players. Yeah. So, that's my biggest beef.
How about you, Pika? Mario Kart 7 or?
Mario Kart Wii all the way. Like I said before, if they manage to touch up and improve on the flaws of Mario Kart Wii's battle mode, then I'll be happy with that. Because truth be told, I hated battle mode, especially when I get placed in a team with the bad people, and then they had Sly and Esme, I think her name was. Holly and Sly and all that on the other side, and I'm just nah, this is a loss. Pretty much, I think it was unbalanced. It was very unbalanced. That's what I'm trying to say.
What do you think, Kitty?
MKWii all the way, but the one thing that I liked MK7 had was you could go free-for-all, and basically there was no teams. So it was kind of like racing in ways where you just had to avoid your teammates, and there's no one-on-one battling. If you were to be in a war or something, it's all free-for-all, and I really like that idea. The one thing MK7 really annoyed me with Battleline is the maximum of coins. Mm-hmm. You can only have 10 coins, and that really irritated me. So MKV, I like the battle style, but I feel it should have free-for-all as well for MK8.
Yeah. What do you think, Inviso?
Yeah, I would have to go with MKW as well, only because I think MK7 just did it worse, and that was kind of hard for me to swallow. And yeah, the 10 coin limit was really just the final straw with it. I was like, oh, okay, let me try coin runners. How bad could they have botched this one? And then I was like, oh, I opened my mouth. I did it. It's my fault. It's all on me. They managed to botch it even worse. So, yeah, I will have to go with MKWs, but I'm hoping that they actually improve on that one because, yeah, I mean, you guys have all gone over what the flaws are with it, so I'm not going to go through it again.
Well, yeah, I'm going to have to totally agree with all of you. If they're going to pick one, I see Mario Kart Wii. Kind of touching on what Sly said about picking the teams. I completely agree with that. And I also hope to see the team mode still exist in Mario Kart 8 like it did Wii. I thought that had so much potential if only you can pick your teams. It's such a shame that you couldn't. But so in battle mode, if they can implement that part of it, I actually have no further problems with that mode whatsoever. Now, to kind of shift into the forum, we're going to give some shout-outs to here because some people have asked some really cool questions about Mario Kart 8, and I just kind of consolidate and get the rest of your opinions on this. Let's go to Angus1247. Well, I threw the 7 in there. Angus124. Sorry about that, Angus. He asked a question about custom outfits. Now, with your Mii or with your characters, would you like to see the custom ability to put patches and stuff on your outfits for your racer, or B, do you think it's even possible that Nintendo's sneaking that way? What do you think, Sly?
I think we gotta keep in mind that this is still, all things considered, at the end of the day, a children's game. A lot of these things like this, you would see this more in more of an adult, higher teenager themed game. So, I don't think it'll happen. If it does, it does. I'll be shocked.
Yeah. What do you think, Pika?
With the patches on Animal Crossing, I kind of got really carried away, and I made some pretty not safe for work things. So, pretty much not going into detail because this is
all ages, yeah.
Ratings that are that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm not going to do that for Mario Kart 8 if they do that because people are going to see my drawings and it's not going to be fun. Pretty much my flag in Animal Crossing was something vulgar. I'm leaving it at that.
Okay. What do you think, Inviso?
As long as I could put eye patches over both of their eyes, it's all good with me. That's all I care about.
That is disturbing.
They'll be driving around blind. It'll be awesome.
Quickly moving on. What do you think, Kitty?
It is possible, and I wouldn't mind it, really, because I kind of liked customization. They have it in New Leaf and Pokemon X, and for Pokemon they never really had that much, so it's wondering, they might add it to Mario Kart. You have no idea.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
I think if it happens, it's going to definitely be patchwork, like you unlock almost like stamps, you know, and that you can put them on the thing. I don't think they're going to let you do what they did, let's say, with the Mario Kart DS, where you can, from scratch, do your own emblem, which, by the way, on that, I had like a Frosty point, which was it's not probably appropriate for Mario Kart. So I don't think they're going to give us that kind of liberty. But
Due to people being inappropriate.
Yeah, exactly. It's just too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy to be abused. And if anyone plays Call of Duty, especially the Black Ops 2, wow, does it get inappropriate. So, to do it in an all-ages game, I don't think it's possible. I don't think Nintendo's going to do it. Again, shout out to Angus124 for posing that question. There's another question by True3, is his name, or her name, sorry, about karts and bikes, or bikes. Now, the fact that the karts and bikes seem to be just a cosmetic difference from everything that Nintendo said, does that change on what you're going to pick? Are you going to pick mostly karts, or are you going to pick mostly bikes? What do you think, Inviso?
I'll have to try it out first, but chances are I'll probably end up going with bikes if they turn out to be, easier to handle. I'm not a major fan of the karts anymore because I got too used to playing with bikes, and I grew frustrated rather quickly while using a kart, so hopefully bikes aren't too horrible to handle in MK8.
What do you think, Sly?
I'll probably be with karts. That's what I've always done. Like, I've played them all, like, in chronological order, so it's always been karting. I did touch on bikes a little bit, especially in battle, because they were more agile. But as far as preference in racing, it'll definitely be karts.
What do you think, Pika?
I am far too used to bikes, but every now and then I do like to use karts, and I do enjoy karts, but I feel like the transition's done for me. I think conversion complete. I'm done. It's more bikes. It's bikes all the way for me, man. I like bikes better than karts at the moment.
Do you have an opinion, Kitty?
I've also used bikes for way too long, and karts, I used to be really into them when I first started playing the game, but once I started to figure out bikes and know how to use the manual, I just couldn't go back to karts. I realized I couldn't handle them well.
Well, see, since I've played Mario Kart since the Super Nintendo days, I'm just very faithful for karts, so it's nothing but good news for me that there's just a cosmetic difference this time around, because I felt like I got really penalized for sticking with the kart, i.e. the Wild Wing in my case, and so I'm glad that it puts us more on an even keel on whatever you pick. So if you want to use bikes, fine, but I'm going to stick with karts kind of thing. Let's squeeze in one more because we're going to wrap this up a little early. This one I'm picking also, I guess, another shout out to True3, snaking, which seems to be kind of a hot button topic as far as, do you want that in Mario Kart 8? Do you not? What's kind of your general opinion on snaking in general? How about you, Sly?
I'm indifferent to snaking. Whatever helps you win. If you believe that snaking gives you the edge, by all means, have at it. Especially if they're going to bring back the wheelie that gives bikes the edge, go ahead and give karts the edge with some snaking. I think it kind of even it out a little bit.
Yeah. What do you think, Pika? Snaking?
Snaking is a thing that I could never do. And so because I can't do it, I feel no one else should be able to do it.
That's fair. Well, what do you think, Inviso? So sorry. I didn't mean to cut.
I was going to say If people can do it, let them. If they can't, then come join me. I'll make a social group at MarioKartWe.com. We can be friends.
There you go. Okay, Inviso?
I mean, snaking kept my fingers busy.
Yeah.
That was part of the reason I liked it. That's why I liked wave dashing and melee as well, because it kept my fingers busy. It kept me doing something. If it's in it, cool. If it's not, cool. I don't mind either way. I've just grown to just be like, whatever. I don't really mind that much about it.
And I don't think I've asked you, Kitty, right?
No. Just like Pika, I don't know how to do it either, so if the other carters can do it, but I don't know how to do it, so if there are good carters in a room, and I'm in the room using a cart, I'll most likely get last, because snaking is basically like wheeling, so they're probably gonna win.
I had fun
it'd be
snaking.
cool if they had it.
Yeah, I had fun in Mario Kart DS with the snaking ability. It doesn't bother me either way. Like I said, I'm going to play a card, but I think it was Sly who said, as long as they do it, like if they do it for bikes, you got to do it for cards and vice versa. As long as everything's fair this time around with Mario Kart 8, I'll be happy. I can see the clan community kind of complaining about snaking and stuff like that in clan battles, but what can you do? This is part of the game. Okay. Well, we kind of went through a good set of questions. Mario Kart 8, we had a few updates. We are going to do our final shoutouts, which is kind of fun to do. Tell us some entities, some members you want to give a shout out to who may be listening. How about you, Kitty? Do you have anyone you want to shout out to?
Well, I might as well give a shout out to Lucky in case he ever does watch this. You never know with him. He's always lurking everywhere. And, what the heck, King Decimator, because he's the clan leader of Team Rocket. And who knows, maybe he'll be interested in being part of this too. He has a lot of opinions.
Actually, he is slated with a seat for the next podcast, so as long as times work out, he should make cool. An appearance. Yeah. How about you, Pika?
I'm going to give a shout out to two people only this week.
Okay.
The first person is you, McMurphy. Thanks so much for having me these past few weeks and every week from now on, because, yeah, this is happening now. I'm here, get used to it. And I want to give a shout out to Houndstooth, a new member that just posted on our thread, stating that he has just started listening to the podcast and he really enjoys it. So shout out to him. Hopefully, maybe one day he'll be able to get on the podcast as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, these pictures, Gino. So automatically, he's the best guy.
God.
And on that note, Sly.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and give a shout out to Russ and Javi over at, or Javier, excuse me.
Javi.
Don't hate, okay?
Javier.
over the Battle Masters, even though they randomly put me on the inactive list, as if you can be active in the battle community right now. I don't know, but they did it. So, hi, I love you guys too. Much love.
And now that Sly's done pandering to them, what about you, Inviso? No, I'm kidding. Inviso?
Obviously to Kitty. Oh, wait. She's in the call. Well, there goes that idea. I don't even know. I guess to the podcasters who have decided to join us for this edition and hopefully further editions of this lovely podcast. I know that everyone always looks forward to hearing my beautiful voice. I know I put all the smiles on the children's faces.
It's the only reason people listen.
Exactly.
Consider myself smiled.
Now, I didn't know you were a child.
I'm the biggest 22-year-old child you'll ever see.
Okay, and I give of course, yes, a shout out to all of you, especially Sly, Pika, and Inviso. I mean, you guys keep, sorry, you guys just keep showing up and willing to really make this work and keep it positive and energized. It's just awesome that all of you helped create this. And particularly, shout out to Kitty for being talked into coming in here. So it's really cool to have you here. Again, I'd give some shout outs to Shell Slingers, past and present, Corchi, Belky, Mikey from Santee, Little Bev, wherever he is at. Give a shout out to Bash. Man, do I miss you in the Mario Kart community, Bash. Come back. Stop being so responsible. Freddie, Laser, I always blank, I need to write this down, but there's so many really cool folks that suddenly starting to pop back up in the Shell Slingers chat, and just a lot of really cool energy with this Mario Kart 8. I'm so pumped. So, anyway, now for my favorite, most awkward part, we all say bye. Everyone say bye.
Incoming message, someone is destroying your son. Here he is, Funky Kong numbers 2. Funky Kong. Standing in the rain, the reason is Funky Kong, he's a pain. He drove me insane with his fake attitude, he was rude, he was stupid like a Funky Kong such. I hate that.